Greetings, everyone. I have some breaking, important, and urgent information that was just handed to me regarding Wednesday, November 9th, this coming Wednesday, the so-called test of the emergency alert system. Very possibly, this may not be a test. I want to refresh your memory back to 9/11 and when the planes flew into the towers, that at the exact same time they were holding a drill, a scenario, if you will, of what would happen if planes flew into buildings. Now, Wednesday, November 9th, while they're holding this, it may not be a test. That's what I'm going to bring you. The so-called test of the emergency alert system, they will be holding a drill, a scenario of what to do in case of an emergency, in case of a massive tsunami. I want to thank a viewer and a subscriber of mine, Lady Lynn525, who is sounding the alarm, and I'm your watchman on the wall, and I am delivering the message. Hello, and she goes on to say, I subscribe to yours and other watchers' channels. I came across something that deserves attention. What do you think of the link below? And I will provide the link in the description box below. It'll be right above the comments. It looks like they're not issuing a test message Wednesday during the FEMA communications shutdown, where they shut down for all forms of communication, radio, television, cell phones, computers. They're issuing a live emergency message, and they're not terminating it as they usually do. So the very first time in history, they are not terminating this message. You know how when they have a test of the emergency alert system, at the end they will say, this has been a test of the emergency alert system. This was only a test. If this would have been an actual emergency, then they give you directions of what to do. They're not doing it for the very first time with this so-called test on Wednesday. And let me take you to the source here. Now, this comes from Godlike Productions, and I want to say that I subscribe to them, but they will ban your IP for no reason, no apparent reason. So I get a lot of good information here, and this is where my subscriber has gotten this. And I want to sound the alarm on this because this is very important. I need you to pay close attention. EAS, Emergency Alert System Test, and the EAN, EAT, EOM codes. And we have to understand what these codes are. That's why you've got to go to this article and this thread. It tells you where to go to learn about what these codes are, and it gives you a link. Then, okay, let's go into the article itself. Nationwide EAS test reminders, and that's Emergency Alert System Test Reminders. I get these mixed up myself, so bear with me. An Emergency Action Notification, that's an EAN. Emergency Action Notification. Live code will be used for the test. The test will last approximately 3 minutes. To properly test the EAN, the message must last longer rather than 2 minutes. Now, we heard something about 30 seconds. They cannot possibly do what they are doing in 30 seconds, so it looks like we're back to 3 minutes again, if not longer, because this test is not going to end. Do you understand? Let me explain this to you. The Washington, D.C. TIPS code will be used for the test, and end of message, EOM, will be used to close the EAN. Emergency Action Termination, and EAT, will not be used for the very first time. So the person that brought this information out is saying, so they are saying that for the very first time ever in history, they will issue a live EAN, and it will not be terminated with an EAT, an Emergency Action Termination. That's where I just explained to them when they come on. This has been a test of the emergency broadcast, and so and so. They will follow the EAN with the EOM, end of message. And this, again, it comes from FEMA. Will an Emergency Action Termination, EAT, message rather be used? Now, the person goes on to say, so again, the test will consist of a live EAN code, and no termination code will follow. Now, here's where it gets interesting. What will people hear and see during the test? During the test, listeners will hear a message indicating that this is a test. Although the EAS, Emergency Alert System test, may resemble the periodic monthly EAS, Emergency Alert System test, that most Americans are already familiar with, there will be some differences in what viewers will see and hear. The audio message will be the same for all EAS participants. However, due to limitations in the EAS, the video test message scroll will not be the same or indicate that this is only a test. This is due to the use of the live EAN. Okay, you understand where I'm at now. The same code that would be used in an actual emergency. The text at the top of the television screen may indicate that an emergency action notification has indeed been issued. Do you see, here's what they're saying now, do you see it now for what it really is? They are telling you in plain English. One, they will activate the EAN code, which is the code to let you know this is a real emergency and which has never been used before, not in any previous test, since using the EAN code requires presidential approval. Two, you might hear this is a test, but you might not read that this is a test. You might instead see an emergency action notification has been issued. The EAN code, the very thing they told you in plain English, was used to inform you of a national alert. And three, they are also saying that they will not end the test EAN with an EAT, Emergency Alert Termination. Instead, they will end with an EOM, and that means the emergency is ongoing. So there you have it, and I'm going to put the link. Oh, that's a lot to get out for you. So this quite possibly could not be a test coming up Wednesday, and they are not going to end this so-called test of the emergency alert system the way they normally do if it is only a test. It will be an ongoing alert. So, with that said, I want you to do what it takes. I don't know, do I have to scream on here and be obnoxious to get you to hit that like button? The only way these videos of mine are going to get out is if you hit that like button, that little thumbs up. And I'm not trying to be popular and get a lot of views. I'm trying to be a watchman and sound the alarm. So please, if you think this is important for what's coming up this Wednesday, Tuesday, we've got this Astro 2005 YU55 headed right for us. And now I just brought you this information. Don't make me scream and be foolish. If you think this information needs to get out, mirror this video, at least like the video, so it will pop up where people will have access to see this. I think this is very important, and it is a breaking bit of information, and I want to thank my viewer and subscriber for getting me this information so I can bring it to you. Leave me comments on this one. Let's discuss this. Leave me comments and spread this video around. God bless everyone.